I've been talking about toys in an empty shop for about 2 weeks now, and I thought it's about time we did something a little bit different. So there's one particular movie franchise we haven't touched on, so I'm going to do a Boba Fett special. Before we go and look at the other toys though, I did promise I would do a review of this helmet because we got the EFX version in the shop. Unfortunately I sold it, but it was bloody brilliant if you wanted to know. This one is one from my personal collection and it's signed by Jeremy Bullock on the top. We got that done at a convention last year when we were allowed to go out into the world. This one is all fan made and the paint job on it is incredible. So now I'm going to take you through into the model shop and we're going to go and look at some cool toys. Welcome to the Toy of the Day Boba Fett special. I decided I'd get together a group of toys and bits. This is a replica blaster. It's not a particularly accurate one, it's quite a good one though. The original prop I think was based on a flare gun, a Webley flare gun. Might have been a First World War one. In the back, I don't know if you can see, probably not, but at the top there we've got some Han Solo blasters and things like that we've built in the shop. And in one of the videos maybe I'll show you some of the stuff that we build here. We've got an EFX Boba Fett that comes with a set of all the bounty hunters and Darth Vader. Again, that's quite a cool thing, so maybe we'll pull that out and show you all of it later in another video. Now, at the front there is probably the toy that I nagged my mum the most for, and then probably never played with it, but it is the Slave One spaceship. And I think the best thing about it was you got, which you can see down at the front there, the Han Solo in carbonite, which was cool. I've also got here, this is the last 17 Han Solo in carbonite, and I don't know if I can show it on the video, but it's rather unfortunate when you look at it with light behind it. It makes Harrison Ford look like he's got a massive knob, basically, which I hadn't realised until I did a photograph of it and put it online a few years ago, and everyone asked me what was wrong with the figure. Now, down the front, we've got a couple of different variations of the actual Boba Fett action figure, and then at the end there is a reproduction of the rocket firing one, which we'll try and do a slow-mo video of it firing, see if it's any good. Now, I don't think they were ever going to produce that. I'll show you it close up and you'll see why. It would have just been too fiddly. There's a book here, which is the costume book for Lucasfilm, and originally in there they show a picture of it and he was going to be all white, like some kind of super trooper. Down the front there are a few bits from The Mandalorian as well, which is the new Disney TV series, and they've done a fantastic job of it. They've made it just brilliant. It's well worth getting the subscription. I think you can get it free for a week or so before you have to start paying for it, just to watch that show. These are some modern bits. We had a couple of other bits, but again, before we went into lockdown, we did sell them, sadly. Otherwise, I would have shown them to you here. But for now, what I'm going to do is stop this video, and I'm going to go and do some close-ups of some of the things that are on here. Possibly the greatest action figure of all time, maybe not, but I definitely think he's the coolest. Now, I don't know if you can pick this up on the camera or not, but they're slightly different colours. One is made in Hong Kong, one is made in Taiwan. Now, they were made all over the world. They were made in Mexico, Meccano made them in France, Kenner made them in America, Palitoy in England. So every single figure was slightly different, and people do like to collect the variants. I think there's another version with a painted knee as well. That might be from the droids, but I might be wrong. And they fetch a little bit more than these, but it is a great toy. I mean, as a child, I just thought that was so cool. It is a shame that the rocket didn't fire out the back. I'm going to show you one in a minute that does, and I think I know why they never actually made it. But that is the original figure. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about the Han Solo in carbonite. This is what we call one of the last 17 figures, so they were produced after the movies had finished. And if you look at his head and his neck, he just looks weird. And for some reason, he's got really broad shoulders and then Patrick Swayze's hips. I don't know why, but it's a terrible sculpt. I mean, this bit was really cool, had a lot of potential, but it also has a lot of comedy value as well, because when you hold it up to any kind of light, it makes him look like he's got a knob, which is hilarious to kids. Well, kids my age anyway. Now, like I say, that's one of the last 17 figures. Across the back there, although you probably can't really see them, that's a full set of classic Star Wars figures, 77 to 85. And later on in Toy of the Day, what I'll do is some videos on those. But I didn't want to go all out Star Wars all the time. I thought I'd mix it up with a few other bits that we've done. That's why we've done a lot of James Bond. you know, a bit of Jerry Anderson, just cool things just to keep it interesting. But so that's the last 17 Han Solo, which is down there. And I'll show you something else now. Oh yeah, and that's the Han Solo in carbonite that you got with the Slave One, which I think is way cooler than that other figure anyway. One of the things I wanted to show you was this copy of the rocket firing Boba Fett. I don't think, looking at the back of that, they would ever been able to make it as a toy, not to make it work anyway. It's too fine and fiddly, and those rockets would have got stuck up kids' noses and in their ears and all kinds of things. So it's probably just too dangerous in the end and not practical to do it. But there's another reason why I bought this figure as well, and that's because when one of these came up for auction, my friend thought it would be funny. We were looking what the bidding was up to. He put an extra 0 and send in. So I put a £5 bid on this, which created the phrase in our house, a spare room offence. That got me in a bit of trouble. But in the end, it went for $15,000, and I think one went for sale for $120,000 last year. So I wouldn't have been too out of pocket if I had have got it anyway. This is an artifact statue of Boba Fett. Sideshow do some really great detail one. There's lots of cool figures of him out there. But I just wanted to show you the paintwork, the quality of it, and how realistic it is, and the gun and everything. This was part of the Bounty Hunter set, and you got each piece, and then it builds a Darth Vader that stands in the middle. I think maybe in a future Toy of the Day, what I'll do is post a video of that, but it is quite a cool thing. And I love this figure, I think it's awesome. And this is the last toy I wanted to talk about, the Slave One, which is Boba Fett's ship. I think I nagged my mum to death for this, and then I don't think I ever played with it. I think I just looked at it because I thought it was so cool. I hung it up on the wall so I could just look at it. Now, again, it doesn't look like anything else from the Star Wars universe. It's very cool, and the fact that you could tilt him up and down as well, and you got the Han Solo in carbonite, was just brilliant. So that was my Boba Fett special for Toy of the Day. Thank you for being with us the last 2 weeks. I hope you've enjoyed them. I hope you've enjoyed this slightly longer Toy of the Day as well. We're going to be doing a couple of different bits this week, so please join us. If you have any comments or questions, if you have any photographs of the toys that you had or still have, then please share them with us as well, and join in the conversation. For now, take care and stay safe, and that was my Toy of the Day special on Boba Fett.